to another trade review. Today we have an amazing show of my L's. Traded NQ today. Typical model. I'm only working with one model right now. It presented itself. I'm still having trouble with my stops. My targets are great. My direction and bias is great, but my stops are my downfall so far. But as you can see here, NQ takes his low. I had to cut off the right side of the screen because I keep forgetting to take off my full government name, but ES did not take the same low. You can see here now that NQ did, which is my model. And hindsight, the break of market structure right there that happened just now, that is what my model used to be, or maybe should be. I don't know, but I've gotten scared of trading between 9:30 to 9:45 or 9:30 to 9:30 to 10 really. But as we can see, the direction is fine. I still would have a play. What I do is, if it doesn't retrace like decent enough for me, I grade it out with quadrants and get in around the 50% retracement level. As we can see in a few, we'll see where I got in, but my stop was misplaced. I think adaptation wise to this model here, I think I'm going to, instead of buying in like just below 50%, also there's no news today, it's Monday. The NWOG was huge, so I'm thinking bullish because the new week opening gap is huge, and we gapped up. So I'm thinking we continue up a little bit today at least. But here's my entry around 50%. I think I might change it to OTE, 62 to 79% retracement. As we can see, I graded it there with a correct fib, like a classic fib. That would have been better, and it would have allowed me to actually put my stop at the bottom there. Also, one thing I feel like I sometimes fail to remember, and it happened today, is if I get in a trade like this, my stop needs to be where the SMT happened for the where the session was taken on one and not the other. So where NQ took that pre-market session and ES didn't, that's where my stop should have been. But I think just with the gap the gap between my buy-in and where the stop loss would be, it was just too large for me. So I thought, we already retraced this order block, so I'll just put it right at that order block below that liquidity. And yada yada yada. As you can see very shortly, I get stopped. That's not what hurts. I'll be right back. And we're back. We're in real time now. We can see what hurts here. I'll show my executions. Executions here. As you can see, we got stopped out right at this low. Again, bad stop placement. My most recent trade was also a break even because of bad stop placement. Both of these, the last one would have been great. Would have been a very good trade. This one we'll get into. So get in 50% of this leg. Trades up. I'm thinking, okay, here we go. I got a nice near the low entry. We're gonna go up. Nope, stopped right in this chunk of consolidation. Worked down. Took my stop. Went all the way to this order block here. You can see, pop. Touch consequent encroachment a couple times. Quick. Boom, break market structure. Would you look at that? Oh wow, would you look at that? And if you rewind in this video, you can see where I put my P&L, this thing right here. You can see I was targeting this red line here, which is London high. So you can see, boom, stopped out. Great. Also, I changed everything, so I'm not giving up my government name now. But this low here and this low here, that's where my stop should have been, because NQ took the low, ES didn't. So if we went all the way down in there on NQ, then I would be bearish. Then I'd be fully invalidated. But let's see what happens here. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. Ooh, wow. That's a pretty strong leg there, hmm? I'm gonna keep going. It would have been a long trade, but I could have got a partial here. I could have got fully out there. Or I could have held to my London high. Wow. 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 So, a little bit upsetting. Again, that my stop loss is what has been making me take L's rather than like the trade and direction and targets itself. I need to really bolster the part of my model where I put my stop at the SMT that I'm playing off of. But it's all right, you know. I because it's Monday and the NWOG was so huge, NDOG and WOG, both of them were huge because it's Monday. I did cut my my risk down a little bit. Also, though, I'm still forming this model, so I think from now on I'm just gonna do one micro, and there's too many things I'm working with here where I'm like thinking about risk and whatnot, where I need to just lock down this model. So I'll probably just do one micro and lock in the model and get confident with that, and then once I have a good strike rate, then I can learn how to manage money, I guess. But yep, I'm not gonna post the video of my last trade, my break even that I recorded, because it has my full government name all over it, and I don't really want to post that. But it was a break even, similar situation. But what I did was I had a trade kind of like this, and my stop was down here. It was correctly placed, but when this happened, I moved my stop here rather than keeping it where it was. So stops is my issue, and that's what I'll work on. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.